Hey, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. Let's get open for business and let's wake up the football gods this morning. Wake up, guys. It's Sunday morning. I know it's another freaking Sunday without football, but guys, listen. Just think about this. Take a look right there. 74 days, 10 hours, 39 minutes, and 30 seconds away from kickoff of the 2019 season. You remember, I got that clock at 2:26. And some people were like, oh my God, get rid of the clock, man. Oh, it's killing me. Time has flown by. 2:26 to 74? Dudes, the time is getting quick. Here it is. It's the 23rd. We are a month and 2 days away from our team headed to Oxnard. It's that close. And I'm excited as can be because, we got a couple of weeks where we're holding our breaths here, hoping that nobody gets injured in the offseason, that nobody gets into the off-field troubles or anything like that, that it is all good for everybody to make a camp and fight it out for positions. And we have a lot of great players that, unfortunately, some won't make this roster because we have so many good players, so many young players that are young and scrappy that are trying to get in there, veterans that are trying to resurrect their careers and things. You just don't know, and there's going to be some surprises out there. Now, what I'm excited about the most is like Vosh is an offensive lineman. He's always excited about the offensive line. I'm excited about them too. But it's the defensive line, the pass rush. It's those studs up front, that trash can full of dirt with wheels that really gets it going for me. Because, when a play happens, let's be honest, you watch the quarterback and you watch the running back or you watch the ball in the air. You don't watch where the real excitement is, and that's in that defensive line. Those stunts, those twists, those one-on-one battles and stuff where the low man wins, whether it's the offensive tackle getting underneath and just blowing a guy away, or it's that defensive end who's doing like doing like a jab step and a rip, or swimming over a guy, or just bull rushing. That's where the action is. In fact, just go through and watch a game and just focus in on the play on the line, and it is truly war. Now, Rod Marnelli, I love Rod Marnelli. I have been calling him the defensive line whisperer forever. Rod Marnelli gets the most out of defensive linemen. He's done a great job at being defensive coordinator because when you think when he took over the defense after the 2013 season, that defense was historically bad. One of the worst defenses the Dallas Cowboys had. 32nd in the NFL. You ain't going to win much with that. But immediately, his impact took that team, losing DeMarcus Ware and Jason Hatcher and Sean Lee to an injury, to 19th. Not world beating, but from 32nd to 19, when you lose your three best players, that's saying a lot. But steadily, that offense has been getting better and better. It has been coming down from that 32nd to where it was 8th last year. And you look at some of the guys that Rod Marnelli has transformed into really productive players that really got paid elsewhere. But it was amazing because when you look at Jason Hatcher, who averaged like 3 sacks a season in his career, under Rod Marnelli got 11, went to Washington, got paid, and was gone in 2 years. George Selvey, a journeyman who played in 4 different teams with like 3 sacks maybe in those 4 years, came to Dallas, got 7 sacks, goes to New York Giants, gets paid, and disappears. There's McLean. There's tons of them. There's still other ones that have come to Dallas, done really good with the Cowboys, leave, but they're not the same. He takes and gets the most out of defensive linemen. And I was excited as could be when we got Chris Richard, who's taking care of the back end. So that way, the mad scientist, the defensive line whisperer, Rod Marnelli, could focus in on that defensive line. And we know he's getting up there. He's like me, he's old. He's got a bad hip and things like that. But I'm telling you, you do not want that guy to retire. You want him to be in there with those crazed dogs. And it's funny because Rod Marnelli, being old like me, last year his thing was the dinosaurs, or the orphans. This year, I kind of like this one, the blue racing lizard. He didn't say blue. I'm gonna put the blue in there because, tell me, if I knew how to do like pictures and stuff, I'd put a cowboy star right up on there and make that a shirt for the Dallas Cowboys defense. The blue racing lizards. I guess somebody's probably right now doing that, but that's cool. I like that. In fact, maybe I'll get my wife to see if she can design something for me and put it on the website. But the blue racing lizards, those dudes are fast. I looked them up and stuff. They're hard to find. You'll find them under the rockets. From time to time, I'll see them in my backyard, and it's like, you better be quick because they're fast. They are fast. They are incredibly mobile. They can switch direction because when you think you got him over here, boom, he's over there. I like that analogy. A lot better than dinosaurs because I look at dinosaurs, they're kind of big and bulky and slow and everything else. And he was referring to one Robert Quinn. And Robert Quinn already had a pedigree, 8 years in the NFL. And he's one of those guys that the Cowboys signed to a 1 year contract. A guy who kind of took us a little step back last year in Miami. But let's be honest here. Miami was a dumpster fire. Miami had all kinds of issues. Of course, they ended up firing the coach because, well, they're a dumpster fire. And going from a different system with the Rams to Miami isn't quite, there. But he still had 6.5 sacks and 22 tackles and I believe 4 forced fumbles. Still not a bad season. That's better than what we had from Randy Gregory in his offseason. But Rod Marnelli said this about him. I've been really impressed with his work habits here. Marnelli said of Quinn, he's a real pro. He comes to work every day, effort, details. He doesn't say much, and I'm telling you, he's really going to be a good run defender, just like D-Law. I got racing lizards over there that can play the run. Ooh, racing, that's fast guys that can, sucky. I like that. That may be, Rod, that may be my favorite one that you've done there. I love that one. So, when Rod Marnelli talks about a guy, you better take it to the bank. Because he knows his shit, excuse my language. And if he believes that this guy is the real deal, and he put that out there, I'm going to tell you, it's the real deal. He will be great in this system. Now here's where we get to with Robert Quinn. And I tell you, the more I learn about Robert Quinn, the more that I really and truly like him. Think about some of those things that Rod Marnelli said, that he comes to work every day, he doesn't talk a lot. He does his job. He's hungry. He wants to do wants to be the best that he can be. And as I was getting ready to do my show, I was laying in bed this morning with my wife and stuff, and she said, "What are you talking about today?" Because she saw me looking at the blue lizard on the phone because I was trying to get the caption. I said, talking about Robert Quinn. She said, Robert Quinn? I said, yeah. She said, he was the United Way spokesman for the Rams, too. We said we did a billboard with him on it. And I was like, wait a minute. I said, I remember being in St. Louis when they were still in St. Louis, because I remember meeting Tavon Austin. And I said, Robert Quinn? She's like, no, he wasn't at that one. But he's a United Way spokesman. And here's what I can tell you about that. It's great, and I see so many players that are great players that have been United Way spokesmen. They're leaders in the community. They understand about giving back. They stay out of trouble. They do the right thing. And knowing that he was a United Way spokesman tells me that he's a leader. It's one of the reasons why I loved Calais Campbell. Calais Campbell is an incredible player on the field, but Calais Campbell goes beyond just a player on the field. He is a leader by example, a natural leader, and gets the power that he yields and uses it for good as well. And I'm all about that. And there's tons of them, that guys that are out there that are like that, that we don't know all the good things that they do. I wish we did. Instead, we end up dealing with idiots that want to focus in on stupid crap or where a player fails. So to me, that's a guy of character. And now you put him out here and looking at his statistics, pretty good. Really good when you look at what he's done in his career. Like I said, last year was a down year for him in Miami. But again, going from a new situation, maybe a defense that didn't fit him and things. But over his career, 77 tackles for a loss, 69 sacks, over 200 tackles. You average that out, he's averaging almost 9 sacks a year, 25 tackles, 3 forced fumbles. I forgot to do the math on quarterback hits. 123, it's like 14 quarterback hits a year. That's pretty good numbers. Now, here's the great thing that the Dallas Cowboys did, and I've talked about this before, and it's being New England-esque. It's basically renting a guy and getting him at a good price, $8 million a year with incentives, 6 to 8, depending on what he does, who is trying to get that next contract. Not that money is all that he's looking for, but it's kind of back of your head that I need to do that little extra bit, because not only are the Cowboys watching, there's 31 other teams that I might be working for that are watching too. And if I do really, really well, somebody's going to pay me again. As Doc Walker always says, and I know you guys are going to say I'm a Redskin fan because I quote him so much, but you can learn a lot from the enemy. It's hard to be hungry when your refrigerator's full. And there is nothing that is more point on. You get a guy who's hungry. You got somebody that's fighting toe to toe, giving everything. And a lot of times when you get a guy that's got that big fat contract, you know what? I did 10 reps. Why do I need to do 11 or 12? Nah, that's good enough. You know, I'm not really feeling it today. You know, maybe I'm going to take that Veteran Day off. No. Because a guy that's hungry is going to claw with his fingernails. He's going to bite. He's going to scrap. He's going to reach out that little extra bit. He's not going to have alligator arms. They will do anything and everything to succeed. So the blue racing lizards, I love that. Well, as always, friends, I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing to the Jobu Sports Report. Without you guys, this doesn't work. But wait, one last thing. I was sitting out last night and I was talking about the state of the world right now. That the world is full of so much hate. And for the most part, the responses to that video were positive and said it made me think. There were a couple people who came through and said that I spew hate. Understand, when you come in here, I don't go after people unless they come after me first. I may say that you have a stupid comment or that's dumb, but I never, ever go to a personal attack on somebody. I may talk about your team and your quarterback, how much I hate them. I'll still give you respect, because even Eagle fans out there know I hate the Eagles, but I respect what they ended up doing. Finally, after all of these years getting a Super Bowl, I respect them for that. Doesn't mean I like them, but I will put the truth out there, at least as I see it by the numbers and things like that. And this channel is not about trying to hate. This isn't about trash talking. And when I talk about saying things, you know, you can say, we don't have to agree. And understand that just because you have a difference of opinion than me doesn't mean that I hate you. understand that you can say, you know what, I don't think that Dak Prescott's a good quarterback. I think he misses this, or maybe this is his shortcomings, or I don't believe he'll be the guy for Super Bowl. I get that. And I'll go ahead and give you my reasons why I believe that. And that's the way you have a discussion. But when you go through and say, if it weren't for the Dallas Cowboys, he'd be a mall cop. A guy who's got a doctorate degree in psychology? Really? Really? Or when you go through and use the N word and just personal attack, that's where it crosses the line. And to me, it's not necessary. Because what it tells me is you can't win your argument by the facts. That you got to go down low at the bottom of the barrel and come up with just ugliness to go ahead and try and win your debate. That's not what it's about. We can have discussions. I don't think Jason Garrett is the guy. Maybe you can convince me that he is. But I don't go to a personal attack on the guy and say this, that, and the other. I'll tell you, I worry about clock management. I worry about when you get into the big games of that pressure situation. Some guys have it, some guys don't. But it's not about personal attacks. And I hope that we can go through and have real discussions and real debates about football, about life, and all that. I don't have malice in my heart. And I believe in elevating as opposed to breaking things down. I'm Mark Holmes, and me and the Blue Lizards, we'll see you later.